Hi, I'm Susan King, and if you're anything like me, you are so dismayed and disturbed by what has happened to our country under Donald Trump. Um, and what can we do? I have two kids, Jack and Tyler. They concern me. I want them to get the best grounding they can in politics and what it means when you let authoritarian leaders take hold of a country. Behind me is It Can't Happen Here, a book that was written by Sinclair Lewis in 1930. He had already by then won the Nobel Prize for Literature. I was assigned this book in high school in a really extraordinary class of friends that have since stayed in touch by our teacher, our government teacher, Donald Jennings. And it really opened all of our eyes, I think, to even as a satire to what can happen to the country. And so as this presidency began, I read it again and found it, well, obviously very relevant. There are militias, there are armed people roaming the streets under the direction of a president and minister of propaganda. The newspapermen are arrested, the editors are arrested, the press is shut down, people go to jail, they go to concentration camps, and our country gets carved up. That all happens in this book. And so I thought it would be great to suggest this for my kids. And then I picked it up and began reading it and realized it's 175,000 words. It's 357 pages. A lot of it is really extraneous material, maybe relevant in 1937, but not now, and certainly not for people who want a quick read. So I got out my trusty number 2 pencil. I am a writer, so that's my habit, and began marking up the book. And before I knew it, I'd begun a complete edit of the book. I am now halfway through the book, and that's just occurred in the last 3 weeks. The reason I'm creating this video is to see if I can find someone out there who thinks this is a worthy project and will help back it. If I just continue on my own, I will get through the first cut of the book sometime around Christmas. That is too late. I want to do it fast. I would peg the amount of money that's needed in the range of $8,000, which includes proofreading, typing, and then once we have a cleaned up manuscript, going to the publisher who has the copyright and taking a turnkey project. It's so easy he doesn't or she doesn't have to think about it. And it can get out there very quickly. It can get out there almost same day. So that's the project. It is so important. This is such a beautifully written story. Let me just take this book and show you what I'm doing. So here is the book that says, What Will Happen When America Has a Dictator? And that is the story of this book. I'm going to show you just a page so you can see the excising and editing that I'm doing. So here's a sample page. You can see I delete entire paragraphs. I delete characters who aren't essential to carrying the story forward. I delete a lot of the descriptive language or the jokes and humor and satire that don't make sense today and reference things that people would have known in 1930s. This is pre-Hitler, and he's all through this book. So this is exciting. It's really a journalism exercise because the hero is the editor and owner of a small town newspaper in Vermont. And what happens to him and his family, his community, and to our nation is through his eyes. So I appreciate your help in finding someone who shares the belief that this is an important piece of work, that this can affect how young people think who have exposure to this really classic satire. I would love to hear from you. I welcome ideas on how we can get this done and out there quickly. It's important, and I want every high schooler in the country to have the access to read this abridged, easier, down to 60,000 words or less version of It Can't Happen Here. Thank you so, so much. I'd love to hear from you.